Salutations, my fellow dudes and dudettes, and welcome to day 2 of Pikmin. Last time, on day 1, we crash landed onto this planet, this unknown named planet, and we found these creatures known as Pikmin. They were able to find our engine. We were able to get off this planet for the night. Today, we're going to be exploring the second area within this game, known as the Forest of Hope. And might I just say, I absolutely love this track. It is a very nice track. I think it's probably my favorite, next to the credits theme. Yeah. My dolphin has returned to the surface along with the Pikmin's onion. Being alone on this strange planet makes me somewhat uneasy, so I shall call the Pikmin out of the onion. All I need to do is stand in the light beneath the onion and press A. Alright, so he's telling us, or telling himself, that you need to stand under the light and press A. This menu will allow you to pull Pikmin out of the onion, as well as put Pikmin in it. And we only have 25, so we're going to use as much as we can. A little trick you can do with the pellet posses, as you just saw me do, is you can throw Pikmin on top of the pellet posse. If you do it accurately enough, it'll immediately take it out, which is awesome. Alright, now we've got this, all this grass over here. If you get this nectar, that was kind of mean. Another intriguing discovery. A local variety of grass produces a sort of yellow nectar. When the Pikmin drink this delicacy, they instantly mature into flowers. This apparent Pikmin favorite seems to be full of nutrition. Closer observation is needed to determine the strength and peculiarities of these flower Pikmin. Aw, oh, come on, really? Alright, that wasn't... Whatever. I guess I'll just deal with it. Alright, so anyways, he was explaining the yellow nectar will make the leaf Pikmin immediately go into flowers. The Pikmin have a sort of growth span. Starting from leaf, going into a bud, and then finally a flower. Basically, what this changes for the Pikmin themselves is that it makes them faster and stronger. Not only are they going to do more damage in battle, they'll be carrying things a lot more quickly, which is going to be essential to you getting through this game comfortably. Granted, I don't think it's too terribly hard to get through this game on your first try. You do have 30 days for 30 parts, so that is a very plausible feat. I guess it's just one of those things where if you can't get behind how this game plays, you're either going to put it down or you're just not going to do very well at all during your first attempt. At the very least, getting the mandatory treasures should be fine enough. I'll be explaining what mandatory treasures. Mandatory ship parts, which I will be explaining a little bit later on. Anyway, the Pikmin are going to be busting down this wall. This is the one part, this is like the only part of the game, like that part in particular, where you just find yourself doing a lot of sitting around doing nothing. Alright, took him out in one kill. These are dwarf, bulborbs. Their method of attack is, chewing up enemies, as well as, chewing up enemies, chewing up Pikmin, and then throwing them back, throwing them off their back. Every enemy in this game will do some sort of attack that sort of just brushes all the Pikmin off. And when they do that, if you notice, we have a bud in our little army right here. When the Pikmin takes some sort of damage, specifically in the sense where in a sense where they get shrugged off by the dwarf bulborbs, they will take damage and lose a part of themselves, if that makes sense. I'm gonna take you, the lone bull Pikmin. Well, you're probably not lone anymore since you're fighting those bulborbs a little bit ago. Alright, so I guess I might as well explain, actually, no, I don't have to do that necessarily. I'll do that later, when it's appropriate, so, ignore what I was about to say. Pressing the button a lot. And make sure all these Pikmin are doing their thing. Alright, gonna collect these pellets real quick. Oh yeah, that happens every now and then. A Pikmin will just randomly trip on the ground. I guess this is a predecessor to Super Smash Bros. Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Why? It's the Eternal Fuel Dynamo. It has an unlimited energy supply. I won't have to worry about saving electricity anymore. This will make my fight for survival a bit easier. I'm curious as to how he managed to get off this planet without his fuel supply, but I suppose the engine had enough fuel in it, so I guess questioning something like that would just be a waste of my time, personally. Alright, I think what I'm gonna do is, yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw you guys up here real quick, because we're not gonna be getting that internal fuel dynamo right away. There is something else I want to get, because, again, there are 30 ship parts. Oh, I guess I might as well explain on the pause menu. Alright, on the left you can see the name of the level, the Pikmin you have with you, the Pikmin that are currently in the onion, and the Pikmin that are just out in the field. That's all we have for now, because we need a certain ship part in order to gain access to the rest of our pause screen, so we're most likely not going to be able to do that today, that's for sure. We can do it tomorrow, though, I can guarantee you that. Or, well, day 3. I don't know when day 3 is going to be uploaded, so I guess it's, like, whatever. I guess at the time of this recording, day 2 will be Friday, and then, like, day 3 will be like Friday afternoon or something. And why the hell did I do that? Failure. And then day 3 will be wow, the microphone is going to be picking up all my button presses. Wow. I'm gonna see if I could do it away from my mic. Alright, I gotta find a better way to do that. Make sure the microphone doesn't pick that up, because the last thing I need is you hearing constant button pressing and that, and that could be incredibly annoying for people. So okay, that's a rare sight. 2 Pikmin trip that time. Alright, now we've got our second enemy of this game, Spotty Bulbor. Basically, it's going to do... What the... Whoa, wait, what the hell? What the hell just happened? What the heck? It's the shock absorber. I like to hope it can absorb my amount of shock, because what the... Okay, so, to explain real quick, the Spotty Bulbor can do the same things that the, Dwarf Bulborbs can do. They can, like, eat Pikmin. They can eat multiple Pikmin at once, but from what, as you can see in the footage, my Pikmin were not eaten at all. But I lost 3 somehow anyway? That makes no sense. Like, okay, I guess, you know what, we're just gonna ignore that, we're gonna move on. My clock has indicated the coming of noon. From now on, I must pay close attention to the sun meter on my monitor and choose my actions accordingly. So, it is best for me to review my monitor's data. Across the top of my monitor are the sun meter and day display. At the bottom are my spacesuit, damage meter, and Pikmin gauges. From the left, these numbers reflect Pikmin under my command, Pikmin in the field, and total Pikmin, including those and onions. To adjust my monitor, I can press L to rotate the camera, or to zoom. and Z to change the viewpoint. I can also press Y to view a detailed computer analysis. Alright, so, I guess in English, that meter at the top of the screen is going to be your time limit. With the exception of day 1, every day within this game has a time limit. You only have so much time to accomplish anything. This is going to be very important because, like, the main idea of this game is, like, multitask and use as little time as possible to get everything you need. In this case, ship parts. And if you run out of time, well, you're shit out of luck. What's good is that, like, if you don't happen to get a ship part back to the ship in time, the ship part will remain there, like in the exact spot it was left, until the next day. So you can literally just pick it up from where you left it previously. This nifty little device counteracts the shaking and swaying experienced in typical spaceflight. Alright, now with this right here, it says that if you find 3 more parts, you'll be able to increase your ship's capabilities. Simply put, it expands the world map and you can access a new level. That's all there really is to it. I'm gonna get that bulb orb in there. I still cannot believe those 3 Pikmin died. What the hell did they die to? That is literally gonna bother me for the rest of the night. Like, oh, wow. We're gonna bum rush this guy. Yeah, I was gonna say, you better not tell me I lost Pikmin there too, because that was bullshit. Like, I'm calling 100% bullshit. Alright, how many Pikmin do I have? Alright, that should be enough. I'm going to be using these 13 Pikmin, as small of a number as it is. Let's start breaking down this wall. Unfortunately, I did say... What the heck? Okay, Audacity is acting funny again. Oh, okay, I was wondering what the heck was going on. Alright, that was weird. Okay, anyways, Eternal Fuel Dynamo. This should light things up. No more candles for me. Alright, now we've only got 2 more, which is awesome. So, for one, I'm gonna get all these Pikmin out of the ground. Oh yeah, that's another thing. If you leave Pikmin in the ground, they will eventually grow through the cycle on their own. But I'm not gonna lie, that takes too long anyways. So that's not exactly something I worry about too much. Alright, I'm gonna put most of my Pikmin away because certain something is about to happen. And now that we got the 2 ship parts that I was actually after, wow, wow. Oh, okay, actually, they made they made more progress than I thought they were going to. I guess it's not too bad. I love how this game looks. I gotta say, this game looks rather nice, or at least for GameCube standards, anyway. It probably wouldn't hold up nowadays, but for its time, it looks great. All right, now that we finally got that bridge down, did I save the Pikmin? Did I save it? I think I did. Okay. All right, gonna kill you real quick. Bomb rush for the win. Gotcha. Alright, gonna put you guys off to the side for now. Because we've actually got a brand new Pikmin species. And it's yellow! It's got our second onion. Now, whenever you find a new breed of Pikmin, you're unfortunately going to have to, like, bring resources back to that onion in order to create more of that color, so it might be a little inconvenient for you the first time meeting them. It's only for the first day when you encounter them, because, like, after, like, the next day, the onion will just be grouped with your other one. The color is different, but it seems to be a Pikmin nonetheless. First glance suggests this one has what, in some circles, could be considered very large ears. It looks like it may weigh less than the others. In what ways might it be different from the red Pikmin? No matter, they are obviously quite similar, so I shall call this one a Pikmin as well. Alright, yellow Pikmin. They do two things in this game. For one, you can throw them super freaking high, as you can see. And as for the other thing, which I'm actually going to demonstrate right now, because it's going to save me some time later, I'm going to throw them over to this thing right here. They can carry these rocks. The yellow Pikmin have picked up some peculiar stones. Why did they decide to grab them? This action seems to be instinctive to the yellow Pikmin, but just what are these strange glowing stones? Brightly glowing cracks cover them. Perhaps these cracks indicate that there is tremendous power locked away within. This merits further research. These yellow Pikmin are able to carry these rocks. What do these rocks do? They explode. Okay, I was a little too quick to explain that. The glowing rocks the yellow Pikmin pick up seem to be explosive stones. Perhaps they know that these stones can be used as powerful weapons. The bomb rocks are dangerous, so I must take care when using them. But they should be able to blast open the stone walls that block the pathways. I may even be able to use them against some of the wild creatures. I must be vigilant. Pikmin I dismiss by pressing X bring their bombs when I call them back. Pikmin I throw by pressing A drop their bombs when I call them back. Keep clear of the explosion. When I touch Pikmin directly, they keep their bombs and fall in line. Alright, that is actually very important to remember. Because yellow Pikmin and red Pikmin, yellow Pikmin and yellow Pikmin that are carrying rocks are separate groups. What I mean by that, I'll be explaining on day 3, but still. Alright, I am running out of time, but I do want to at least get this, I want to get the giant Bulborb over to the onion, because it's going to be very important. My clock is indicating the approach of sunset. Pikmin waiting beneath the dolphin and onions will probably enter the onions on their own. But if I don't call the stragglers and add them to my group, they may not be able to get back. I'm sure that the Pikmin still planet are safe, but I am somewhat concerned about leaving Pikmin to fend for themselves in the darkness. That is also very important to make a note of, because if you do leave Pikmin behind, when you leave for the night, that's it. They're dead. If they're in the ground, as you can see here, they'll be fine. But if they're just sort of sitting around for no good reason, they will be taken out. They will be taken out. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. They will be defeated. Alright, so I've got to make this a little quick. I thought I had more time to grow the yellow Pikmin, but unfortunately I do not. I believe I have enough time to, at the very least, get my yellow pigment into the onion. So we're gonna do just that. I'll probably just pick up the other yellow pigment in day 3, so I'm not that worried about it. Again, if they're like in the ground, they're not gonna be like hurt or anything. I'm still questioning how I lost 3 Pikmin during that bum rush. Did the Pikmin just like fade out of existence or something? I don't know what the hell happened. I really don't. That's I can't believe how baffled I am by that. Well, anyways, let's see. Did I do good? Am I good? Am I good? Yes, I'm good. All right. If you do leave Pikmin behind, you will see 1 or 2 of them like getting eaten by the enemies. It appears that many of my ship's parts have landed in this region. If I could just recover the parts of my radar, I should be able to use my radar screen. How that would improve my chances. Then I'd only have to press Y to locate my parts. Yet, there seem to be many hostile life forms here. If I am attacked and my spacesuit takes damage, I must return to my ship, stand in front of it, and press A to make suit repairs. As I explore, I must pay attention to my suit's damage meter in the bottom left corner of the screen. You can only take a certain amount of damage. If you do get taken out, the day automatically ends. There are 3 ways to make for the day to end early. 1, you do it. You willingly do it by going to the pause menu and selecting go to sunset. 2, Olimar gets taken out. His health gauge gets depleted, and that's it. 3, 1 entire species of Pikmin get killed. For example, if all 15 of my yellow Pikmin, or I guess more, you know what, I want to say it's like 27 now because the Pikmin are still on the ground. So if all those yellow Pikmin are killed, that's it, the day ends. And it's called Pikmin extinction. When that happens, the next day, the onion will sprout a single seed for you to work with. I don't think it'd be completely fair for... See, it says 3 lost in battle. None of my Pikmin died. Whatever. Next time on Pikmin 2. Pikmin 2, what the fuck? Wow, I'm really just mind blown over that. Anyway, next time on Pikmin, we're going to be continuing our exploration of the Forest of Hope. Possibly finding our radar. So until then, I got a juice. That was bullshit, though. That was bullshit.